Welcome, dear viewer. Today I want to talk about where we are, not just geographically, not just politically, but systematically. The world feels like it's unraveling in slow motion. We are overwhelmed with headlines, distraction, outrage, and spectacle. But if we cut through the noise, we can see a very clear pattern emerge. This video is about those patterns. It's about how we got here, who benefits from this dysfunction, and what we can do to begin pushing back. Governments were created to do a few core things: protect people from threats they cannot handle alone, support those who cannot support themselves, and build institutions that create trust and allow cooperation on a large scale. A steady government allows people to invest, and those investments create a better future for everyone. But somewhere along the way, that mission was lost. Now politics has become a performance, a constant stream of shouting matches, culture wars, and endless blame games. And while we are busy arguing over who deserves what, the foundations of society are quietly falling apart. Housing becomes unaffordable, healthcare becomes exclusive, climate change accelerates, and trust in public institutions, the courts, the civil service, and even basic democratic processes erodes day by day. And here's the thing: trust in stable institutions isn't just a feel-good concept. It is the backbone of a high-functioning society. Studies have shown that countries with high levels of institutional trust have higher GDPs, better living standards, and more resilient democracies. High institutional reliability is the foundation on which prosperous nations are built. When that reliability collapses, everything else begins to follow. Recently, it has become popular to blame judges who don't rule in your favor, or the media who doesn't support your narrative. Often, the easy way out is chosen, which is to blame the other side or claim it's fake news. And recently, even financial law seems to be thrown out the window. Because when it comes to finance, the dynamic plays out again and again, like in the financial crash in 2008, the COVID pandemic, or the inflation wave of the past few years. In each of these events, regular people took the hit first and recovered last, if at all. Meanwhile, the wealthy, with diversified portfolios, government connections, and financial advisors, came out even stronger. The system is set up this way. Crises are no longer seen as emergencies to solve, they are opportunities to exploit. If you're holding cash when the market crashes, you can buy in cheap. And if you know which industries will get a bailout, you can make the right trades. If you are close to power, you are basically holding a cheat sheet. And then Trump took office and took this all to a new level. He launched a crypto token with his name on it and pumped and dumped it while the world watched, simultaneously teasing political decisions to affect the markets. The ability to influence an asset he personally profits from opens the door to legalized bribery. Imagine foreign interests buying millions of Trump coin, not for investment, but as a way to curry favor. And recently, with the news about tariffs, Trump tweeted hours before the announcement, "Now is a great time to buy." This allowed all insiders with knowledge to trade on it with reasonable deniability. They could simply say they trusted the tweet from Trump and made good money off of it. The entire financial system is being gamed to make the rich richer. This is not a healthy financial system. This is not how democratic economies are supposed to work. But instead of accountability, we get headlines, spectacle, and silence. No serious consequences, no structural reform, just business as usual. So why don't things change? Why, if most people would benefit from fairer taxation or stronger social safety nets, do we never see those policies materialize? Because the population is intentionally divided. If we had a truly democratic global vote, do you think people would support higher taxes on billionaires? Of course they would. The number of people with a net worth over 500 million is microscopic compared to the rest of us. A majority would overwhelmingly say, yes, they can contribute more. But the idea never gains traction. Instead, we are pitted against each other. The unemployed are blamed for being lazy, immigrants are blamed for stealing jobs, and the poor are accused of being too dependent. It's a game of divide and conquer, and it works flawlessly. We are all so terrified someone else might get a slightly better deal than us, we are willing to support a system that lifts everyone. We have internalized the logic of scarcity and have convinced ourselves that helping others means we will have less. And all while the top 1% quietly accumulate more wealth and more power. The more divided we are, the more untouchable they become. In the West, we pride ourselves on free elections. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Free does not mean informed. Politicians who get elected aren't always the best. They are often the loudest, the most emotionally charged, the ones who say what we want to hear in the moment. But words are cheap, promises cost nothing, and after the election we are left with the same problems. Even worse, in many countries progress is structurally impossible. One party passes legislation and the next tears it down. They don't just repeal it, they blame the previous party for the consequences. And there is no long-term planning, no continuity, no responsibility. And in that chaos step foreign actors, often from authoritarian regimes who don't want democracy to function. Not because they care who wins, but because they want democracy to fail. So they flood social media with falsehoods, inflame division, push extremist voices, and make it harder and harder to distinguish reality from narrative. They don't need to hack voting machines, they just need to hack your attention. And we fall for it every time. So, what can we do in a world like this? What can we even trust? My ideas start here. Only trust what has already happened. Don't vote based on speeches. Don't vote based on vibes. Don't vote based on what somebody says they're going to do. Vote based on what they have already done. Their voting record, their actual decisions, their real impact. Because if we keep treating elections like a reality show, we will keep getting leaders who know how to entertain, but not how to govern. And to end the video, let me leave you with one final thought. Something worth remembering, especially in times of crisis, conflict and chaos. It's a quote from Jean-Paul Sartre. When the rich wage war, it's the poor who die. Thanks for watching.